It's like a little family.
email and chat, and
Yeah, a little family.
the parents especially. I think.
Let me see that roster. I need to write down.
Which the official one?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. Forget it. They don't have.
Okay. What's that? We got someone new on the board there. I'm not sure if they know how to run it. It'll be good. Yes, will do.
I'll tell you a good one.
Yeah, what do you got?
I ordered a whole bunch of pens, all different colors.
Oh, pens?
Yeah. Oh boy, I'm all set. They're all black ink. The only reason I got them was for the colors, so I could do each picture, and they were all black.
They're all black. That's beautiful.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's time for Bronco baseball on a beautiful Saturday night in El Dorado. Tonight, the Broncos with their home opener, and it is a non-league game as the Broncos take on an old friend, Derby. Kurt Caton here. Great to have you tuned in tonight as we begin the journey here through the next 2 months of summer baseball. Lots to talk about, but first, let's get the lineup for you for the visiting Broncos. The visiting Derby Twins. They will lead off with Dorian Jenkins in center field. Jacob Rubicki is batting second and left. Thomas Green will bat third. Quentin Albrecht fourth. Race Trainer batting fifth. Colton Whitehouse sixth. Mitchell Austin will bat seventh. Jarrett Coyne, another old friend of ours. He's over at Derby now. He's batting eighth and playing right field. Adrian Salazar will bat ninth, and he plays shortstop. For the El Dorado Broncos out in the field tonight. In the outfield, Tanner White is in right field. The left fielder is Jake Melton, and the center fielder, Jordan Griffin. Around the infield, Jamie Ritchie's at third. The shortstop's Cooper Elliott. Brant Kim is at second base, and Connor Kinn is at first base. Catching tonight is Braden Rodden. And on the hill is Josh Young. And we are ready for action. In the first pitch here at McDonald Stadium for this season is a little bit up and a ball. Dorian Jenkins, the leadoff batter. Hits from the left side, a high chopper to first. Backing up on it is Kinn. That was probably a mistake. And that is going to be an infield single. Kinn needed to come up on that one. He let it play him, and when it did, Jenkins, with good speed, easily legged it out for a single. And that'll bring up Jacob Rubicki. Jacob Rubicki bats from the right side. And the pitch from Young is sprayed out into right field, and that is slicing foul. So no balls and a strike. We're going to have to be good tonight with our knowledge. Thankfully, Gary Carr is here again because we don't have a scoreboard tonight. So we're going to have to be on it tonight, Gary. Rubicki down in the count, 0-1. And running is Jenkins. It's a good a good pitch to throw on, but it sails, and it's a stolen base for Jenkins. Got a decent jump. So ball two balls and no strikes. Rodden's throw, it looked like a fastball up. He had a good one to try to fire Jenkins down, but that ball sailed on him. So 2 balls and no strikes. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's right. Curveball, and that stays upstairs, 2-1. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. And that fastball popped the glove but missed the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Thomas Green will be next for the Twins. Runner at second is Jenkins with an infield single. And the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And hello to Donna Hershey, who's one of the first ones to log in today. We've got a few of you out there. Feel free to join in on the chat. If you're a Derby fan or an El Dorado fan, we are an equal opportunity chatter here. A 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Rubicki was ahead in the count. But a nice job by Josh Young to battle back. So with 1 away, here's Thomas Green. Thomas Green, 6 foot, 165, out of Courtenay, British Columbia, I believe that is. Goes to Cuesta Community College. And the first offering is in there for strike 1. Josh Young, 6'2", 210-pound pitcher for El Dorado. He's out of Louisville, Tennessee. I wonder how confusing that gets. Hey, where are you from? I'm from Louisville. Oh, Kentucky? No, Tennessee. The 0-1 fouled into the parking lot, and quickly Young ahead 0-2. On Monday's broadcast, Gary's assured me he'll have some stats from these guys from their college season. We'll hold him to that. If he doesn't bring it in there, we'll figure some kind of punishment. No balls, 2 strikes. Jenkins down at second base for Derby, and the pitch, and a good 0-2 pitch there. Made Green think about it. He checked his swing, 1-2. And those of you new watching, we do kind of have a limited camera here, so we'll try to squeeze first and third base in. Here's a high chopper, charging as the shortstop, and in one motion fires over to first to make the out. Nice play by Cooper Elliott. Moving over to third was Jenkins. And Quentin Albrecht, the catcher, will step in for Derby. Left-handed batter. And the first offering, a little bit low, a little bit outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. No score, top of the first inning here from beautiful McDonald Stadium. And the 0-1 the 1-0 is in there for a strike, and that makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Jenkins, the runner at third. He led off the inning with a infield single. Stole second, advanced to third on a put out, and fastball right past Albrecht for strike number, where are we at on the count? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defense plays straight away for the Broncos. And the 1-2, and he kind of busted him inside there, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. A couple of strikeouts for Young in the first inning. No runs, a hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Derby 0, El Dorado coming to back. So good to have you tuned in tonight. You're watching and listening to El Dorado Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And welcome back here. Kurt Caden from McDonald Stadium. We'll take a look at the batting order for El Dorado. Cooper Elliott will bat first. Braden Rodden second. Jordan Griffin third. Jamie Ritchie bats fourth. Cole Marlar fifth. Jake Melton will bat sixth. Brant Kim seventh. Connor Kinn batting eighth. And Tanner White will bat ninth for El Dorado. Out in the field for the Twins on the infield, they've got Race Trainer over at third, Adrian Salazar at short, Thomas Green is at second base, and Mitchell Austin at first. In the outfield, from left to right, it's Jacob Rubicki, Dorian Jenkins, and Jarrett Coyne. Quentin Albrecht is behind the plate for Derby, and pitching Spencer Cochran. Leading off for El Dorado is Cooper Elliott. Left-handed batter for El Dorado. And a tapper to the pitcher, Cochran. He fields it, low throw, and it's bobbled, and it'll probably be an error. I'm going to look over at Gary. A good throw would have had him. E1, error 1, error on the pitcher. So the second batter for the Broncos is Braden Rodden, and he's fouling off the first delivery from Cochran. No balls and a strike. Rodden hit 357 this spring at Seminole State University. And there's a liner out into center field, and that'll drop for a hit. The first two have reached for El Dorado. So right on Gary's cue, a nice opposite field, just left of center, left of second base there out into center field. Nice delivery there by Rodden. And here's Jordan Griffin. Jordan Griffin from Ellerslie, Georgia, 6'2", 195. Right-handed batter, and the pitch from Cochran almost skimmed him. It's inside, ball one. Now this says C. Newman. Is that Newman University? Carson Newman. Okay, good to know. Carson Newman University. 1 ball and no strikes to Griffin. And the pitch is diving down low, ball 2. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Here from El Dorado. Derby threatened in the first in the top half of the inning. Got a runner, their leadoff batter Jenkins, all the way to third, but he was stranded there. Pitch from Cochran is inside, ball 3. So early on, as Coach Jacob Kelly has a decision here, 3-0, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Do you give the number 3 batter? Or Griffin homered last night. The Broncos played in Mulvane, by the way, last night and won. 3 balls, no strikes. That's inside. Never had a pitch to hit. And I love that. Gary, I love seeing a guy sprint to first on a walk. I like that. That's old school. So an error, a single, and a walk. And the Broncos have something cooking with Jamie Ritchie at the plate. 6'1", 185 out of Lindale, Texas. From southeast Nebraska. And he'll call time. Broncos have new unis this year. You'll notice the kind of the traditional orange Broncos on the front and then black on the back. And the first offering to Ritchie is inside. Ball 1. Elliott hit a tapper back to the pitcher, and the throw was low. He reached on an error. Then Rodden immediately hit one out into center field for a single, and Griffin walked. And the 1-0 pitch to Ritchie. Curveball, and that one drops in there for a strike. I wouldn't tell you what anymore. You'd figure after 5 straight balls, you're probably expecting a fastball right down the pipe, and Cochran dropped in a beauty of a curveball in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the delivery to Ritchie, that's inside, ball 2. Cole Marler, the designated hitter, waits on deck for El Dorado. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the delivery, and that one's chopped foul right near the Bronco dugout. Oh. Wow. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Ritchie will step out again. Nobody away here for El Dorado, bottom half of the first inning. This is a non-league game. A couple of these non-leaguers to start, and then it's pretty much league games the rest of the way. And the pitch, and just reaching out, poking it into center field is Ritchie. 1 run will score. All 3 runners had to hold up. That was a soft line drive in a perfect spot by Ritchie. Well, and with 2 strikes, just any kind of contact is what Ritchie was trying to do there, and he did it. So 1 in for the Broncos. They lead 1-0, and here's Cole Marler, who is fresh from high school, from College Station, Texas. He's going to go to Lamar University, but he has not seen a college pitch yet. He may have probably done some summer ball or something, maybe against some, but I guess this is the first official one, a first pitch strike to Marlar. I believe it was. And the pitch, that one's chopped foul. So we'll see if we get a indication from the umpire. It's either 0-2 or 1-1 as he examines the baseball. Bases loaded for El Dorado and nobody out. Bottom half of the first inning. Marlar, a right-handed swinger. And he lays off the high fastball from Cochran. 1 ball, 2 strikes, I believe. Yes, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Melton waits on deck for El Dorado. Broncos a 9-8 winner last night in Mulvane. And the 1-2. And staying in there. Staying on that curveball was Marlar as he taps it foul. Always get a new batch of fans as their sons come to El Dorado to play for the Broncos, and we hope you will join us here on our chat and all the broadcasts. And the pitch, and again, able to foul it off is Marlar. We broadcast all the home games for El Dorado. Road games, we depend on the other teams in a broadcast. Most do have some kind of broadcast, whether it be audio or video. The 1-2, and a good cut there. Laced foul by Marlar. Our email address, of course, you can chat with us, or you can drop me an email. Email is Caden Broadcasting, that's CADEN broadcasting at gmail.com. Another 1-2 pitch. Marlar spoiled a few, and he spoils another one. I tell you what, I would imagine coaching staff, seeing new guys, likes to see this kind of early battle. 9th pitch of the at-bat. Still 1-2, right, Gary? So Cochran's hitting the zone, and Marlar's fighting off tough pitches. And a 1 ball, 2 strike pitch from Cochran. That one's a little bit low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, here at McDonald Stadium, our 7 o'clock start times. Home plate's in shadows right now. Most of the field in sunlight, as that will slowly dwindle as the night goes on. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch, and Marlar taps it too short. The only play will be at first. That'll get a run in, and it's 2-0 El Dorado. A productive out for Marlar. He'll get an RBI. Coming home to score is Rodden. Griffin races over to third base, and Ritchie advances to second. And here's the left fielder, Jake Melton. Jake Melton, 6'2", 195 out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. And fooled on the curveball and a strike. So an 0-1 pitch coming. And that one's swinging and Melton over the top of that one. So no balls and 2 strikes. Long inning here for Spencer Cochran. And Melton able to foul it off. Spencer Cochran, the pitcher, he stands 6'4". He's from Oklahoma State University. Hometown of Prosper, Texas. Derby on their roster has a 6'4", another 6'4", a 6'5" pitcher, and a 7-foot pitcher. Melton fooled on that one. The ball at the catcher's legs. He'll have to throw it down to first. They get the out there. That was not an easy play, as the catcher was not able to get really outside of the baseline. Had to throw that down to first, and the first baseman, Austin, is looking into the sun with a runner bearing right down on him, but a nice throw, nice catch, and Melton is retired with a strikeout. So 2 away, and here's Brant Kim. Brant Kim, 5'10", 175. And he'll hit one towards shortstop. Salazar has it, takes a couple steps, fires over to first, and that will retire the side. So pretty, on both sides. El Dorado scores 2. They got to be happy with that. But they did have 2 in with the bases loaded, or with runners at second and third and 1 out, I should say. Could not score those runs. But nonetheless, the Broncos score 2 times, 2 hits, 1 error. We head to the second inning. El Dorado 2, Derby 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Top of the second inning here from El Dorado. Broncos plated 2 in the first. They lead 2-0 over the Twins. And first pitch fouled back. Race Trainer at the dish for the Twins. And we have scoreboard. We're working on it. I see lights up there. Josh Young low on that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Race Trainer. Race Trainer from Santan Valley, Arizona. 2 balls and a strike. All right, Gary knows every school I usually throw at him. This says his school is OUAZ. Ottawa University, Arizona. Foul ball off the light pole, and that comes back into play. So, Trainer up there with a couple of strikes on him. Young is set, and he'll wind and deal. The pitch, a high chopper down to third. Richie's got it. He'll sling it over to first and retire Trainer. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Colton Whitehouse. Colton Whitehouse, 6'1", 200-pounder. From Mansfield, Texas. He goes to Northwestern Oklahoma State University. That's the Rangers. Down in Alva, Oklahoma. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 from Young. And a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. It's fun seeing Gary Carr work. There's a foul tip into the glove of Rodden, and that's an out, a strikeout for Young. Gary Carr been keeping stats for baseball games since, I thought Moses, but okay, 32 years. 33rd year of keeping stats, and year number 1 on a laptop. He's got a computer here. He's got his old-fashioned pen and paper, of course, but new league, new rules, even for Gary Carr. Just hard to believe. Quick strike there on Mitchell Austin. No ball and a strike, and again trying the inner third, and that one missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1, it's outside, 2-1. Young gave up a leadoff infield single, but since then, 5 in a row, including 3 punchouts. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this one's hit out to second off the glove of Kim. And that'll be, I'm sure, a hit. Good effort out there at second base by Brant Kim. Base hit for Mitchell Austin. And here is a young man who knows the confines pretty well here at McDonald Stadium. Jarrett Coyne played 2 seasons, 2 summers here in El Dorado. And now is playing for the Derby Twins this year. And here he is batting 8th. Good to see Jarrett before the game. And he looks at strike 1. And I know the Coins are watching and listening. Aaron and Michelle Coyne. Here's the pitch and fouled back. And quickly, Young is in front, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Coyne. And the curveball is lifted out into left field. Coming in is Melton. Can't find it. Now I think he found it, and he did. And retires Jarrett Coyne. I've got a Michelle Coyne email I'm going to look at here shortly. Just got it pulled up. So a fly out by Coyne to Melton will end the inning. No runs, a hit, and 1 left for Derby. We're through 1.5 from El Dorado. Broncos 2, Twins 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the second inning. And Connor Kim will lead it off. And that pitch from Cochran bounces in, and 2-0. Connor Kim. I'm sure my video doesn't do it justice. He stands 6'7". 6'7" down there. Batting from the left side. From Northwood. And he'll look one across the knees for strike 1. Where Northwood? Where is Northwood, Gary? Michigan.
That's where Jake Sable coached. He played for us in 2000.
Okay. 2 balls and a strike, and that one looks low. 3-1 to Connor Kin. Kin, Tanner White, and back to the top of the order with Cooper Elliott here in the bottom of the second inning for El Dorado. Here's the 3-1, and that one, boy, that was piped right down there. That was a good look there for Kin, but he laid off. Full count now. Derby already with some activity down in their bullpen. And the 3-2, chopped foul. Problem for Cochran tonight is he has just not been able to punch out Broncos. They have really had good at-bats, staying alive. Looks like Trevor Regglesworth is warming up. Young man out of Alma College. Again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Kin tried to go the other way, and he fouled it off. So still a full count. Winds and deals to Kin. And this one served into left field. A base hit. Kin will take a turnaround first. And, he had a chance at it. Rubicki bobbled it out there. But Kin will stay there at first base. So Tanner White up there for El Dorado. And that pitch outside. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0, and White had a pretty good hack there. He fouls it off. Tanner White from right here in El Dorado. Bats left, throws left, 6 foot, 190. Played for the Broncos last year. One ball and 1 strike. El Dorado leads 2-0, and White able to lay off. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. That's outside. Ball 3. Tanner White way out in front here at the 3-1, and swung, foul tipped a high fastball into the glove of Albrecht. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first is Connor Kin. Leadoff single for El Dorado. And another full count. Here's the pitch, and this one's through the hole on the right side. Kin taking a look, and Jared Coyne able to glove it. It took some weird bounces out to Jarrett, but he's got it and throws it in. Kin stays at second base. So back-to-back singles for El Dorado. And here comes Cooper Elliott. Elliott reached as he tapped one back to the pitcher, Cochran, who charged it, threw it low to the first baseman, Austin, and reached on an air, eventually scored. So a mound visit here for the Twins. Love the photo from Michelle Coyne. Look at all I recognize one of those guys for sure. Michelle Coyne knows if you're new to us here, again, feel free to drop us an email. Photos are always fun to look at while we're broadcasting here. Yeah, how you're watching the game. I've had lots of photos. People watching Bronco baseball poolside in the mountains. Cooper Elliott looks at a pitcher's pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. And hello to Rob Green. His son Thomas plays for Derby, and he's listening from Vancouver Island. That's the west coast of Canada, north of Seattle. Love that. Rob, nice to have you watching and listening tonight to our video stream. And just remember, all of the next time or two that Derby comes here, we'll have it. We have all the El Dorado Bronco home games here on YouTube. Thanks for the email, Rob and Michelle. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Elliott, not a great swing there, and he's down 1-2. 2-0 Broncos. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Feel free to join along. You can email me. You can join along on the chat window there if you like. It's always fun to visit with those of you watching and listening. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and time was called at the very last moment by Cooper Elliott. Elliott from Andover, Kansas, not far from here, goes to Wichita State University, 6'1", 165. Left-handed batter is Elliott. They set up on the inner third, and the pitch is bounced up the middle, coming over. Nice play by Green. He got the put-out himself, throws over to first, and retires Elliott. That's a 4 unassisted 3 double play by the aforementioned Thomas Green. So, Rob Green, I'm sure you were liking that play. Terrific play there by Green. Kinn moves on to third base, but now 2 away, and the Broncos will need a 2-out hit from Braden Rodden. Rodden singled and scored in the first inning. And the first offering, a little bit outside and low, ball 1. Thomas Green from Cuesta Community College made a really nice play there up the middle. His momentum was taking him to third, but he still had enough to put a good throw over to first. And good cut there by Rodden, but he sends it behind us into the parking lot. And the 1-1, that one bounces in. Nice block there by the catcher, Albrecht. So, Rodden ready for the delivery here from Cochran, and that one's high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Rodden. Rodden from Oktaha, Oklahoma. Hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. And that one's hit right up the middle. A good 2-out single by Rodden. And the Broncos take a 3-0 lead. Connor Kinn, who led off the inning with a single, comes in to score. Here's Jordan Griffin, who walked on 4 pitches his first time, then sprinted down to first base. 2 away for El Dorado. They lead 3-0. And the pitch, that one a little bit outside. So Griffin still waiting to see his first strike. Jordan Griffin from Ellerslie, Georgia. Batting third for the Broncos. Had a home run last night. And this one's hit towards second base. Green's got it. He'll throw over to first. A little bit wide, but Austin kept his foot on the base, and that will retire the Broncos. But they score a run on 3 hits. There was no errors and 1 man left on base. We'll head to the third inning. El Dorado 3, Derby 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. So we go to the top of the third inning. El Dorado leading 3-0. First pitch, a little bit high, ball one. This is Adrian Salazar, the number 9 batter. Playing shortstop for Derby and takes a mighty rip, fouls this one off just to the left side of the Bronco dugout. Boy, a little bit of contact throughout the winter and fall and spring with the Coins, but here in the summer, I'll tell you what, Michelle Coyne is on her game with photos. There's a grounder over to second base, and Kim to Kin. That'll be fun to say all summer long. That is a putout, 4-3, and 1 away. If you're tuning in a bit late, El Dorado has Brant Kim, K-Y-M, at second base, and Connor Kin, K-I-N, at first base. Kim to Kin. 1 away, and here's Dorian Jenkins. Left-handed batter, reached on an infield single. Done games here enough. Boy, if you can really chop one into the turf here. We have a turf infield and a grass outfield at McDonald Stadium. But if you got speed and you can chop one on that turf, you have a better than average chance of reaching. And his high bounder to first. And, of course, over at first, Connor Kin playing his first game here at McDonald Stadium. He backed up on that high chopper, and that cost him because Jenkins has very good speed. Looked like a slider in there by Young. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jenkins. Jenkins with a mitt over his face. He'll back off for a moment. Dorian Jenkins from Alabama, Huntsville. And this one's hit up the middle. Good 2-strike approach there. Bounces into center field, and Jenkins is 2 for 2. And that'll bring up Jacob Rubicki. Of course, me saying good photos by Michelle Coyne doesn't do the rest of you watching and listening much good, but a great photo of Aaron Coyne in front of the computer with 4 baseball boys around. There's also, I see an adult beverage nearby, along with some non-alcoholic beverages, and they are taking in the game. High delivery to Rubicki, ball 1. If you want to be like Michelle, join in. Our email address, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Tell you what, for opening night, I think a really nice crowd has filed in here to McDonald Stadium. I haven't really stood up and looked around, but I mean, granted, it's not a 4th of July crowd, but it is good. There was no promotions, really. Rain was in the forecast, and I don't, sometimes Gary and I can be jinxes, but as I look around, I don't see any storm clouds. Hit and run, and Rubicki fouls it out of play. So Jenkins, who has a stolen base, he's 2 for 2 with a steal. He reached third back in the first inning, but was stranded there. Love seeing new listeners and old listeners. Sometimes it's good to throw in your names too. Julie Marler, watching from Navasota, Texas, and I love to hear that it's better streaming on my channel here than last night in Mulvane. So I'm glad to hear that. And a swing and a miss by Rubicki on some high gas, 1-2. Big thanks, as always, to Vicki Bell and Doug Bell and all the folks that allow me the opportunity to come broadcast these games for you. We have internet. We have a camera. I used to, back in the day, we had a camera that I could zoom in and out and do things, but I don't have that now. Here's a high pitch, and the throw down to second is in time and out. Jenkins is out of there. The tag was applied by Cooper Elliott at short, and Jenkins is retired. A much better delivery by Rodden there. His first throw, you might remember back in the first, sailed into shallow center field. That one hop to Elliott, which is a much better approach, and Jenkins is cut down. 2-6. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away to Jacob Rubicki. And the pitch is in there for strike 3. Josh Young looking solid through 3. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Our score, El Dorado 3, Derby 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. pitching, that can do a lot. Let's see. If it's 21, it's Regglesworth. Regglesworth. Yep. Fifth year, I think it is, yes. You guys have put up with me for 5 years. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. So watching good pitching is always fun. And 3 innings, Josh Young has been really good for El Dorado. The Broncos will bring Richie, Marler, and Melton to the dish here, and they'll face a new pitcher. And my friends, the Coins up in Michigan, will know probably. Trevor Regglesworth, 6'5", 185, out of Alma College, home of the Scots. Richie singled in a run his first time. This one's guided towards short. Salazar has it. Quick delivery over to first to retire Richie. I think that one was hit a little slower to Salazar than he may have originally anticipated, and he gloved it, saw where Richie was, and had to really do a quick transfer. Did a nice job and retires Richie. So here's Cole Marler. Julie Marler watching and listening in Navasota, Texas. Watching Cole Marler look at ball one. Cole Marler, the designated hitter tonight, grounded out to short his first time, but he gets an RBI on that one. That gave El Dorado their second run. It's 3-0 Broncos, and Marler, boy, he turned on that one and sends it way out of the park over on the left side. He really torqued that one. He was way out in front. Regglesworth from Onaway, Michigan, the pitcher for Derby. A ball and a strike, and swings over the top of that curve. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marler. Bottom of the third inning here from El Dorado. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch by Regglesworth, and Marler is retired. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Jake Melton. Left fielder Jake Melton struck out his first time, and that was against Cochran. Cochran goes 2 innings. First pitch here by Regglesworth, in there for a strike. 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. I'll have to check with Gary if they were all earned. I know 1 reached on an error. Cooper Elliott, but they're all earned?
No.
Just 2?
No.
So 2 earned. 1 strikeout for Cochran and 1 walk. And the 1-1, and a good job by Melton to hold up, and the appeal is denied. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Jake Melton. If he can reach, Brant Kim will step in for El Dorado. The 2-1 sails outside, 3-1. Shadows, as you can see on your screen, they've reached behind the pitcher's mound along with home plate. Home plate's been in shadows pretty much the whole game. Starting to creep into left field. And a swing and a miss. A little behind was Melton there, and it's 3-2. Green, the second baseman, really shading up the middle. So a good hold of the right side if Melton could poke it that way. And the pitch and a swing and a miss. So a good inning by Regglesworth. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the fourth inning. Broncos 3, Twins 0. Beautiful night for baseball here in El Dorado. A little bit humid. But overall, we can't complain, especially with all of the rain we have had here in Kansas. Young back out for his fourth inning. He's only thrown 43 pitches through 3 innings. 1-0 to Thomas Green, who grounded out to short his first time. And Green looks low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. I didn't do our first pitch temperature tonight, just trying to make sure everything's going right. But we'll tell you in the fourth inning here, we've got 83 degrees. And Green fouls one out of play, 2-1. 83 degrees. It's relative humidity at 49. The dew point at 62. When the dew point starts getting to 60s and 70s, it starts feeling a little more humid for sure. The 2-1, and that one's hit out into right field, and coming in to make the catch is White. Tell you what, never underestimate how difficult it is playing second base, first base, and right field at this park at this time of night. And White did a nice job looking into the sun, which is not really blocked by any clouds. Green hit it well, but right at Tanner White. So 1 away, and here's the catcher, Quentin Albrecht. He struck out his first time. And that one in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And just as it looked like maybe we were going to get into a stretch of dry weather, I noticed the forecast for the next week, and there's at least a 20% chance for rain every night starting tonight. Broncos are home Monday night. We'll have the broadcast. 7 o'clock here from McDonald Stadium, and we usually start the stream a little bit earlier. Young is low on that pitch to Albrecht, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Young has not had, if any, 3-ball counts here tonight. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So a full count, the pitch from Young, and he goes right after him and struck him out. Second time tonight, Albrecht has gone down with a strikeout. And 2 away for the Twins, and here's Race Trainer. Trainer, the third baseman, grounded out to his counterpart over at third his first time. Broncos and the Twins here, top of the fourth inning. El Dorado leading 3-0, and Trainer, first pitch, serves it out into center field for a 2-out single. Nice stroke there by Trainer. So Colton Whitehouse will come to the plate. Whitehouse struck out his first time. 5 strikeouts so far for Josh Young. Here in the top of the 4th, curveball, a dandy in there for strike 1. Broncos winning a non-league game last night at Mulvane. Mulvane is in the new league that the Broncos have joined this year, along with Derby, the Sunflower Centennial League. Collegiate League, Sunflower Collegiate League. Centennial sounds better. Here's a broken bat chopper out to short, gloved, throw it over first is Wild, and the runners will go to second and third. Kin runs it down, and he'll run it in. That'll be an error on Elliott. Sounded like a broken bat chopper out to short. So an error. The second, that's the first error of the night for El Dorado, correct? So Derby looking for some 2-out magic here from first baseman Mitchell Austin. Austin singled his first time, left-handed batter. And pitch, a little bit low, ball 1. And the pitch, Young, a quick worker. That one kind of handcuffed Rodden behind the dish. Might have got him up on the wrist a little bit there. He's a little uncomfortable right now. 2 balls and no strikes. Jarrett Coyne, our old friend, on deck. And the pitch is high, ball 3. No one loosening in the Bronco bullpen. The inning started out harmlessly, a fly out to right and a strikeout, but Trainer with a first pitch single and then a throwing error on Elliott. Derby with runners at second and third. El Dorado, Derby, Great Bend, and Hayesville all getting out of the Jayhawk League. Bronco with 32 years, Gary, for 32 years El Dorado was in the Jayhawk. And that's a room service strike, 3-1. But travel costs and hotel costs just kind of started getting to a lot of these teams. Here's one right back to Young. He'll run halfway to first, underhanded over to Kin to retire Austin and the Derby threat. No runs, a hit, 1 error and 2 left. We've played 3.5. El Dorado 3, Derby 0. This is Bronco Baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the 4th inning here from El Dorado. Regglesworth back on the hill for the Twins. He had a very good 3rd inning, 3 up, 3 down, including 2 strikeouts. Brant Kim leading it off for El Dorado. Singled and scored in the 2nd inning. And Regglesworth tried the inner 3rd. He missed just barely, 2-0. And hello to Robert Marler. Cole's Papa, also watching from Navasota, Texas. And a hit by pitch. So Kim will walk down to first base. And here's Connor Kinn. I'm sorry, I said Brant Kim. Brant Kim grounded out to short in the first inning. Now Connor Kinn singled and scored in the second. I got my Kim and Kinn mixed up. Won't be the last time I do it either, I'm sure. And Kinn looks at ball one. Connor Kinn, 6'7", left-handed swinger, but he served one hard over third base, his first at bat. And the pitch is on the corner for strike one. Mitchell Austin over at first base, really shielding his eyes as he waits a possible throw from Regglesworth. Not an easy time of night to play first. This one's bounced up second. Green's got it. Flips to Salazar for one. Over to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play by the Twins. And just like that, two away for El Dorado. Thomas Green has turned two of them there in the middle. One by himself. And that one a little flip over to Salazar, who threw it over to Austin to retire Kinn. So Tanner White, the number 9 batter for the Broncos, singled in the second inning. Left-handed batter from right here in El Dorado. And he'll look at strike one. 3-0 Broncos, bottom of the fourth inning. Derby trying to arrange their outfield. They want everyone to shift over to the right side. Here's the 0-1. That's outside, ball one. So El Dorado is here. Monday night, we'll have it for you. The Broncos take on Cheney. 7 o'clock start. Here's the 1-1, and that one's in there for strike two. Cheney's the Diamond Dogs, aren't they? And they have been a good team in this league. And they've made noise at the NBC World Series as well. So that'll be a good test early on, a good league test. And a swing and a miss. So another good inning for Regglesworth. He hit a batter, but was erased with a double play and a strikeout of Tanner White to retire the side. We'll head to the fifth inning. El Dorado leads 3-0 on YouTube. Former Bronco Jarrett Coyne to lead it off for Derby here in the fifth inning. Jarrett wore number 9 here for El Dorado. Wears number 5 for the Twins. And the first pitch to Coyne. Kind of buzzed the tower there, 1-0. Coyne flew out to left field his first time. 1 ball, no strikes, and that one's high, ball 2. Watching Jarrett play for a couple of summers here, he's a battler at the plate. He's not afraid to wear one on the shoulder, that's for sure. And he's up there hacking and fouls that one off. 2 balls and 1 strike. Josh Young with the pitch and a swing, and not sure if did he foul that? Okay, 2-2. I believe we have a snow cone or a frozen ice machine outside the stadium today. Seen some folks walk in with some big old cold snow cones. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Coyne, and he'll spray that one, hit off the roof here, and ricochets right to first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coyne, Salazar, and Jenkins scheduled for Derby here in the 5th. And the pitch, and that one bounces in, and it's full to Jarrett Coyne. Kind of a nice thing with the new league here as well. There'll be some games at X Stadium where Wichita State plays all summer long. And Coyne bounces this one in the hole, and through Elliott, he wouldn't have really had to play anyway. And Jarrett Coyne with a base hit for the Twins. The Twins have had a hit every inning. We've had a couple of leadoff hits, a couple with 2 outs. Here's Adrian Salazar, grounded out to second his first time. No double plays yet for El Dorado. And Salazar squares and looks at strike 1. Bill Shaw is the coach of the Twins. Bill Shaw has coached about every sport in all sorts of towns. In Wichita at Friends University, I know. Here in El Dorado, Derby. Here's the 0-1, and that one's shot foul just to the dugout side of the first base coach, down to the bullpen. Again, I apologize. You look at your screen there, you can see the center fielder. Can't really see the left or right fielders for El Dorado. The right fielder, Tanner White's kind of blocked by the pole that you see there. Coyne got way off and now scampers back to first. Josh Young stepped off. Coyne gets a good lead out to the cutout. 0-2 pitch. And that one's outside. Throw down to first, and Coyne back in safely. Coyne, one of those guys you loved having on your team because he does a little bit of everything, and he's one of those guys you hate having play against because he does about everything. He's that guy. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and a fastball in, 2-2. Dorian Jenkins, who's 2 for 2, waits on deck. 3-0 El Dorado. Top of the 5th inning, and the 2-2 is chopped foul. El Dorado has someone working down in the pen. Two balls, 2 strikes to Adrian Salazar. Salazar from Glendale, Arizona. Coyne got a good jump. Here's one lifted out into right field. Tanner White coming in. Coyne racing back to first. He'll get there, and that's the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and here's Dorian Jenkins. Marietta, Georgia. The Broncos have 2 games, I believe, scheduled at X Stadium, and as far as right now, we will not broadcast those games, but someone will, or there'll be some way to follow along. And if you're new to the Bronco organization, be sure to follow the Broncos on Facebook and also on Twitter. Coyne gets his lead off of first. 1 ball and no strikes to Jenkins, and the pitch is fouled right back. I thought that was coming right at me, Gary. Luckily, it hit the top of the netting. I didn't want to have to make a play. Also, don't forget, our games are archived here on YouTube. Just subscribe. It's for free. You can do it for free. Subscribe to my page on YouTube. Jenkins, a good eye. That was close on the outside, but just a bit outside. 2 balls and a strike here to Jenkins. Of course, these teams all wood bat. Just nice. And Jenkins hits it over to Elliott at short. He's got it. Coin slides back in. No throw over to first, and there's 2 away. Got Jenkins out for the first time tonight. So 2 away, and here's Jacob Rubicki. Hello to Beth Breeden watching the Broncos from Lakeville, Minnesota. Should I throw in that I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan? I don't know where Lakeville is. First pitch is low to Rubicki. Rubicki has struck out twice against Josh Young. Rubicki from Clinton Township, Michigan, I believe that is. Coin continues to bounce around over there at first base, and Young has to step off again. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch, and that one's hit foul. That one will bounce into the Bronco bullpen area. Here at McDonald Stadium, there's fencing, about waist or chest high fencing around the El Dorado bullpen. No fencing around the visitors bullpen. 1-1, and that one's hit a mile high over on the right side. Ranging over is Kim, and he'll make the catch in foul territory. So a leadoff single doesn't lead to anything for the Twins. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're halfway through. Opening night here in El Dorado. Broncos 3, Twins 0 on YouTube. Top of the order for the El Dorado Broncos here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cooper Elliott, Braden Rodden, and Jordan Griffin due up for the Broncos. El Dorado leading 3-0. And Elliott hits it out into left field, but right in his tracks is the left fielder Rubicki for the catch. So 1 pitch and 1 out. And Braden Rodden coming up for El Dorado. Broncos with 3 runs on 5 hits. Regglesworth hasn't given up a thing. 1 hit batter is it. 3 strikeouts so far. This is his 3rd inning of work. And that curveball darts down into the turf. 1-0. Again, our email address, Caden Broadcasting, C-A-D-E-N, Caden Broadcasting @gmail.com. Drop an email. Let me know where you're listening from. Photos are always fun to look at. Rodden fouls that one off. Rodden is 2 for 2 tonight. Singles. He's 2 for 2, 1 run scored, 1 RBI. And a challenge fastball and a swing and a miss, 1-2. Regglesworth waiting for Rodden, and now he's got his sign, I believe. He's going to go back at it again. Here you go, 1-2. And the pitch is hit up the middle, and that'll be a base hit. Rodden is 3 for 3. And that'll bring up Jordan Griffin. Griffin walked in the first inning, grounded out to second base in the second inning. Jordan Griffin wears number 8. One out single for El Dorado. Rodden over at first, and looked like a curveball there. Didn't get to the plate, and it's 1-0. If you want to know the El Dorado schedule, go to eldoradobroncos.org. Underneath team info, the drop-down has the schedule there. And the 1-0, and a swing and a miss. I think it's going to be fun, Gary, watching Jordan Griffin this summer. Rodden with a modest lead over at first. And the pitch to Griffin, that one's right down the middle for strike 2. I think Griffin was expecting something else. A ball and 2 strikes here to Griffin. And that one bounces in, 2-2. Hello to Kimberly Poe. Kimberly Poe is the host family for Drew Gooch. They would be here, but they're watching in Lenexa, 10-year-old tournament up in Lenexa. Swing and a miss, and Regglesworth has another strikeout. So that'll bring up third baseman Jamie Ritchie. Singled in a run in the first, grounded out to short in the third. He's 1 for 2. And Bronco parents, if for some reason I mispronounce a name, by all means, let me know. Right back to the Regglesworth, who goes through another really good inning of relief. 3 good innings by the Alma Scott native, Alma Scott player Regglesworth. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. We'll go to the 6th inning. El Dorado 3, Derby 0. Thomas Green to lead off for Derby here in the 6th, and he'll face a new Bronco pitcher, Hudson Oliver. And the first pitch is high. Josh Young, boy, you can't ask for much more. 5 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, no runs. Didn't walk anyone, which delights Gary and I to no end, and he had 4 strikeouts. Hudson Oliver firing to the plate, but missing twice in a row, 2-0. Hudson Oliver from Cisco Community College, 6'3", 215 out of Victoria, Texas. And he'll face 3, 4, and 5 of the Twins order. And Green hits it out into right field and deep. Back to the track and against the wall, off the wall. And White will try to run it down. Green rounds second. He's on his way to third. And he is going to slide in with a leadoff triple. Thomas Green hit the top of the right field wall. So a leadoff triple for Green. And that'll bring up the catcher, Quentin Albrecht. Quentin Albrecht from Waterloo, Illinois. Goes to Wichita State University. 6'1", 190. And the Twins, for the 3rd time in the game, have a runner at third base, but this is the first time they've got a runner at third with nobody out. Bronco defense will play back. They will concede a run for an out. El Dorado leading 3-0. And a first pitch strike to Albrecht. No balls and 1 strike. Oliver goes from the windup and the pitch. Curveball in there, a beauty, and it's 0-2. Sun is, well, it isn't as much of an issue anymore here at the stadium. 0-2, and the pitch from Oliver. This one's fisted out to second base. The Broncos will get an out. The Twins will get a run. Green comes in to score as Kim throws over to Kin for the first out. So 1 away, and here's Race Trainer. Race Trainer is 1 for 2. Grounded out to third, singled, advanced to third on a throwing error, but was stranded there. 3-1 El Dorado. And the pitch to Trainer is a chest-high strike, 0-1. Oliver with the 0-1. That one's ripped out into left field, coming in and not able to make the catch is Melton. It gets past him. On his way to second is Trainer, and he'll stay there. And a hit and an error. So Trainer will get a single. Move to second on the air. Didn't look like Melton saw that very well off the bat. A sinking line drive out to left field. Tried to get it off his shoe tops, but just couldn't do it. And that curveball stays outside. Hello to Natalie Young. And the young team watching from Georgia, Tennessee, and Louisiana. Josh Young was terrific tonight. And the pitch from Oliver is a high chopper to third. Glove there by Ritchie, but he won't have a play. That is a McDonald's Stadium single right there. Trainer unable to advance. Not much Ritchie could do there. So a triple and 2 singles. And here's Mitchell Austin. 3-1 El Dorado, top of the 6th inning. And that first pitch in there for a strike. Austin tonight, 1 for 2. Singled in the second and grounded out to Young, the pitcher, in the 4th inning. Young came up in that fourth inning with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Here he comes up with runners at first and second and 1 out. Left-handed batter is Austin, and the pitch hit down to first, and it's caught by Kin, who touches first base for the double play. Bad luck for the Twins there, and that 6-7 frame came in awful handy right there for El Dorado. So, 1 run on 3 hits. There was an error and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. El Dorado 3, Derby 1. Cole Marlar to lead it off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Regglesworth remains on the mound for Derby. He has been terrific. El Dorado scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, but they've had just 1 hit in the last 3 innings. That was a 1-out single by Rodden. Beth Breeden letting me know that Lakeville, Minnesota, 25 minutes south of the great city of Minneapolis. That one's in there for a strike. 2-1 to Marlar. And Zach Breeden will be playing for the Broncos as soon as college classes are over. Get those classes over. 2 balls and a strike. And this one's nubbed right back to Regglesworth, and an easy toss over to first to retire Marlar. So that'll bring up Jake Melton. Melton, 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. 1 against Cochran, 1 against Regglesworth. Melton from Fort Smith, Arkansas. And he gets into one here, hits it out into left field. Tracking back to the track and caught on the track by Rybicki. Boy, Melton hit that well, but a nice job by Rybicki to track all the way to the warning track to make that catch. So a deep fly out, 2 away, and here's Brant Kim. Kim 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. 3-1 Broncos, bottom of the 6th inning here from El Dorado. And that one bounces in 1-0. Diane Jacobs says go Broncos from Cypress, Texas. Here's the 1-0. That one's in there, not in there. 2-0. Close. Two and 0 to Brant Kim. And that one's bounced foul. 2-1. El Dorado. Home here Monday to Cheney. – The 2-1 pitch, and that one hit him on the foot. So is Brant Kim that guy? It always seems like there's one Bronco every summer that seems to get hit more than anyone else. Brant Kim's been hit twice. That one was a curveball that didn't take. So Connor Kinn now stands in there. Singled and scored in the second inning. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the fourth. First pitch inside, 1-0. Certainly interesting. New league, new certainly schedule format. We're so used to 3-game series with teams. Here's the 1-0, and that one's in there for strike one. But you don't really have you don't have 3-game series anymore. You play everyone, it looks like, about twice, or 4 times, 4 or 5 times. But the travel, if you're not from this area, I'll tell you what, the travel has been cut way down. And Kinn lines one to center field, a base hit. Kim takes a turn, but he will stay there as Jenkins fielded it quickly. So 2 on, 2 out, and Tanner White comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. So many of these trips now, in the past, making that long trek to Liberal and to Hayes and to Dodge City. Long trip, got a bus, 3, sometimes 4 nights in a hotel. Just kind of taxed a lot of the teams here on the central eastern side of Kansas. A high fly ball out to right field. Coyne settles under it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, 2 left for El Dorado. We go to the 7th inning. Broncos 3, Twins 1. Kurt Caden back here with you. So nice to have lots of same pitch. Hudson Oliver returns to the mound for the Broncos. Nice to have so many people watching on opening night here. A lot of times it takes a few games to get folks dialed in to our broadcast. That a lot of you watching and listening tonight. Derby fans and El Dorado fans. Nice to have you tuned in. Jarrett Coyne leading off the top of the 7th inning for Derby. And looked at strike one and then was ready to wear that one on his hip, but the slider missed him, and it missed the plate as well. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coyne is 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the 5th inning. Flew out to left field in the 2nd. The 1-1 pitch to Coyne and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Take a look at some emails here. I've been watching the chat window, and I haven't been checking the emails. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jarrett Coyne. Oliver winds and deals, and that's high, 2-2. Jonathan and Sharon Griffin watching from Ellerslie, Georgia. Yeah, I'm telling you what, their son, Jordan Griffin, is going to be fun to watch this year. I look forward to hopefully meeting him. Here's a 2-2, and that one's hit to short, but Cooper Elliott, it went through his glove. Coyne takes a big turn. He's halfway to second. Now a throwback to first. It hits Coyne. Lucky for the Broncos there, and Coyne is back. He was ready to take an extra base. I don't know if Elliott took his eye off it. It just glanced off his glove. I'm guessing that's an error. So Adrian Salazar comes up with Coyne over at first and nobody out. Look forward to lots of emails from the Griffins from Georgia. Mentioned my football liking of the Vikings. My baseball liking is the Braves. Here's Salazar. Nice bunt towards the first base side. Oliver will glove it and just tag out Salazar. Coyne will move on to second base. So a sacrifice. One unassisted. One away, and here's Dorian Jenkins. And what else do we have here on the email front? Mike and Judy Gooch watching from Argyle, Texas. Now they have storms, and the storms have stayed away from us so far. And Drew Gooch is their son. So Jody, thank you. Mike, thanks for letting us enjoy Drew Gooch's talents this summer. First pitch, a ball, 1-0 to Jenkins. One ball and no strikes. And the curveball just missed, 2-0. The umpire nearly lost his balance there. Had to grab a hold of Braden Rodden, the catcher. So 2-0 to Jenkins. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of singles and a line out to short. Oliver, a long look, and now the pitch, and that's in there. High inside strike to Jenkins, 2-1. Always fun to learn the new guys every year that come to the Broncos. Hudson Oliver looks like a flamethrower. 2 balls and a strike. And that one dives low, 3-1. Jacob Rubicki waits on deck for Derby. Three-one pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Bill and Donna Kelly are watching from Tomball, Texas. Their grandson, Jacob Kelly, is the coach for the Broncos. Look forward to meeting Jacob. Nice to have you watching and listening, Bill and Donna. Full count to Jenkins. 3-1 El Dorado here in the 7th. And Coyne, as he often does, can get the attention of the pitcher. And Oliver will step off. Full count to Jenkins, the pitch. And that one missed. So Jenkins will walk. So an error and a walk and a sacrifice. Runners at first and second for Derby with 1 away, and Jacob Rubicki up there. Hello to Jeff Jacobs. Jacob Kelly is his nephew. Throw down to second. Coyne back in easily. So Coach Jacob Kelly has grandparents watching and uncle. Very nice. Email address, cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Every home game we'll have right here on YouTube. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. And I think you can make it where you get notifications. Put up the link on Facebook and Twitter, just in case you don't have it. on the El Dorado Broncos Facebook page and the Twitter page. Rybicki fouls this one back. No balls and a strike. All the games are archived. You can watch them back, usually, an hour or so after the game once it uploads. Lots of Broncos games on my page. Been doing this now 5 years. Here's the 0-1, and the pitch just a little bit low, I'm going to guess. 1-1. Gary Carr hasn't kicked me out of here yet. He has to listen to everything I say. First couple years, Gary was on the other end of the press box. I'm so glad he moved this way because he has a ton of info for me. It's more fun. I hope it is. Here's the 1-1. That one looks like a strike, and it is. 1-2. Gary in his 33 years, you said? All the years with the Broncos. So if you're a fan of or curious of history of El Dorado Broncos or the Jayhawk League, here's a ball just foul by Rybicki down the third base side. If you come to the ballpark, come a little bit early. Gary's always here plenty early. If you're curious about any of the history, the great Jayhawk League and now the Sunflower Collegiate League that both El Dorado and Derby are a part of. The goal is to play in the NBC World Series at the end of the summer. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back. And, of course, Lawrence Dumont Stadium, which was the host for the NBC forever, has been bulldozered down. And so this year it's going to be at X Stadium, correct? The NBC? And X Stadium is a nice facility. So the teams that make it there will have a good experience. Here's the 1-2. And fouled off again. Good at bat here by Rybicki. The NBC World Series, July 27th to August 10th. Now, the Sunflower League has an East and a West. How many teams get in, Gary, from the Sunflower? Good question. A lot of times you get late in the summer and some teams can't go or players leave, and the 1-2, that's outside 2-2. It used to be a lot more set in stone, but anymore, I mean, it's understandable. You figure if you play you might be there for 2 weeks, and you think of the expense for some of those teams that used to come from Oregon and from Canada and California. 2 weeks hotel and meals for college guys can get a little pricey. Here's the 2-2. 3-2. So a big pitch here. Thomas Green waits on deck. He's the number 3 batter for the Twins. Rybicki has fought off a number of 2-strike pitches. He's worked it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Oliver. The pitch, fouled off. Fans on both sides, the Bronco fans encouraging Oliver, the Derby fans encouraging Rybicki. 10th pitch of this at bat. Jarrett Coyne stands down at second base. Dorian Jenkins at first. Middle infield is really pinched in for El Dorado. Anything up the middle could be a double play. Anything to the right of second or the left of short could be a run for Derby. Outfield straight away. Another 3-2 pitch to Rybicki. And that one just missed. Close. Rybicki checked his swing. Oliver a long look in. An error and 2 walks, and Derby's got him loaded. Thomas Green is 1 for 3. He tripled and scored in the 6th inning, and that triple was high off the right field wall. 1 away for the Twins here in the top of the 7th inning. The corners are pinching in for El Dorado. And that's a fastball first pitch strike by Hudson Oliver. No balls and 1 strike here to Thomas Green. And he'll foul this one out of play. 0-2. Quickly, Oliver in front. Anything hit to Richie or Kin at third and first base, probably coming home. Unless it's sharply hit. Kin in front of the runner at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Green, and he just fights that one off. That curveball, I don't know if it was a curve or a slider, but it was on the inner third, too close to take, so he just kind of fisted it out of play. 3-1 El Dorado, top of the seventh inning. Derby's got something cooking here in the seventh. Bases loaded, one out. And the pitch to Green, and that one's laced foul down the third base side. Hudson Oliver from Victoria, Texas. 6'3", 215. Always good to see a lot of pitchers on the Bronco roster. Here's the 0-2. And a fastball in there for strike three. A big pitch by Oliver. And 2 away for Derby. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first strike three looking by Derby. So now it's up to the catcher, Quentin Albrecht. He is 0 for 3 tonight, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out to second base. And the first pitch in there for strike one. First baseman Connor Kin backs up now. Oliver trying to work out of trouble here. An error and 2 walks have loaded the bases. 2 away. Top of the seventh inning. And the pitch, and that one's tapped foul, and Oliver again out in front, 0-2. Night falling, and I think we're going to escape any rain. I haven't checked my radar, but it is a beautiful night here in El Dorado. Not a bunch of wind. A little sticky, but not bad for what we're used to here in Kansas. Here comes an 0-2. And that one's up and in, 1-2. Might have been a show me pitch there. He may come back with a curve now. 1-2. To Albrecht. Race Trainer waits on deck for Derby. And the pitch from Oliver. And a swing and a miss. Caught by Rodden, and that is the inning. And how about Oliver working in and out of trouble there? And no damage done. No runs, no hits. 1 error, 3 left on base. Time to stretch in El Dorado. Broncos 3, Twins 1. Bottom of the 7th inning here from McDonald Stadium. El Dorado dodged a big-time bullet in the top half of this inning. Derby had bases loaded, 1 out, and couldn't score. Great job by Hudson Oliver. Worked into trouble and worked out of trouble. Yeah, the 3 and 4 hitters, that's right. Cooper Elliott, top of the order for El Dorado. From Andover, played at Andover Central High School. A good sports school, Andover Central. Here's the 0-1, and that one's bounced foul, 0-2. Trevor Regglesworth remains in the game for Derby, and why not? He has been very effective. He's hit 2 batters, given up 1 single in 4 innings of work. And the 0-2 to Elliott's high, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And Elliott bounces this one back to the pitcher, Regglesworth. He's had a couple of those. And there's one away. Let's see, that's 1, 2, the third time that El Dorado has bounced back to Regglesworth. And that brings up Aubrey Grace lets me know that Braden Rodden's birthday is today. And all he's done is go 3 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Not bad. He's the only Bronco to get a hit off of Regglesworth. And he looks at ball 1. Thank you, Aubrey Grace, for the info. One ball, no strikes, and that's on the corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jason Anstandig, father of Jordan, who was a good Bronco last year. Jason, missing being here at McDonald Stadium. I miss seeing Jason here. But I hope you'll watch some games this summer, Jason. Thanks for the email from Michigan. Two balls and a strike to Braden Rodden. And a good hack, but he missed 2-2. And I've received emails before from Amy Russell. Aunt Amy for Jarrett Coyne, cousins Tate, Josie. Love Tate and Josie. They are fun ones. I'm going to miss seeing them, not seeing them. Rodden fouls this one out of play. Thanks for the email, Amy. Jim and Tori Ritchie from Lindale, Texas, watching. Jamie Ritchie is their son. And glad you're enjoying the broadcast, Tony. Thanks for the email. Hope to have a bunch more from you this summer. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rodden. That's outside, ball 3. It's always fun, too. Not mandatory, but fun to see how folks, are you watching on your phone? Are you hooking it up? I know the Coins have it hooked up to their big computer, sometimes on the big screen TV. I love seeing how folks are watching. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rodden, and a swing and a miss. So Regglesworth continues to dominate Bronco hitters. And here's Jordan Griffin, I'm guessing the son of Jonathan and Sharon Griffin, watching in Ellerslie, Georgia tonight. Jordan is 0 for 2 with a walk. And the first pitch to Griffin is on the outer third for strike 1. I won't forget, Jordan Griffin walked in the first inning on 4 pitches, dropped his bat, and sprinted down to first base. Great stuff. Here's the 0-1. And Griffin got under this one, lifts it out into center field. Jenkins is under it. Griffin didn't get a good whack at that. I love, though, Gary, look at he's all the way to second base about when that ball is caught. That is great hustle by Griffin, but it is an out, and another solid inning of work by Trevor Regglesworth. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the 8th inning. El Dorado 3, Derby 1. And welcome back here to McDonald Stadium, top of the 8th inning. Broncos lead 3-1. Hudson Oliver's night is done. 2 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. 2 big strikeouts came at the end of the bottom of the 7th inning. Struck out the number 3 and 4 hitters to get out of that big-time trouble and preserve a 3-1 Bronco lead. Race Trainer to lead off for Derby, and he looks at strike 1. New pitcher for El Dorado is Kyle Collins, 6 foot, 175 from Cat Spring, Texas. Collins quickly ahead, 0-2. Top of the 8th inning here from McDonald Stadium. Here's the 0-2, and that got him on just a bit on the shoulder. So a hit by pitch. Hate to see that if you're a Bronco fan with an 0-2 count on Trainer. Leadoff batter on for the 3rd straight inning for the Derby Twins. Colton Whitehouse, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Struck out, reached on an air, and singled. And had a notion, pulled back, and looks at strike 1 from Collins. Kyle Collins from Cisco Community College, same as Hudson Oliver. 3-1 in favor of El Dorado, top of the 8th inning. And that one's hit out into left field. Ranging over is Melton, and he'll make the catch for the first out. So 1 away, and here's Mitchell Austin, the first baseman. Austin's 1 for 3, had some bad luck back in the 6th inning. He line drived one, but the first baseman, 6'7", Connor Kinn, able to grab it and double off the runner at first to end the 6th inning. And this one's hit out to short, off of the glove. A good effort by Elliott, but into left field. That'll be a hit for Austin. So Derby, tell you what, the last 3 innings, they have had a lot of traffic out on the base paths. Triple, single, single in the 6th. Error, walk, walk in the 7th. Now hit by pitch and a single here in the 8th. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And Jarrett Coyne at the dish looks at strike 1. All of the Coynes, Michelle, Aaron, Aunt Amy, Tate, Josie, all watching. Here's the 0-1. Curveball, a little bit outside, 1-1. Jarrett Coyne is 1 for 3, reached on an air, singled, and flew out to left field. One ball and 1 strike. And that pitch high, 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Jarrett Coyne. Trainer at second, and the pitch outside. Nice stop there by Rodden. 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to Jarrett Coyne. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball, 3-2. So a full count to Jarrett Coyne. Runners at first and second. Trainer at second, Austin over at first. Runners on the move, a swing and a miss. Throw down to third is out of the glove. Came out of the glove of Richie. Strikeout of Jarrett Coyne. But a stolen base there for Trainer. Gary had the call. He said he might be going, and he definitely was. But that was a strong throw by Rodden. Richie kind of got his arm buckled in there by Trainer as he slid in and just couldn't hold it in the mid. If he held onto it, it would have been an out. But Collins got the strikeout of Coyne, so 2 away for El Dorado. And the tying run at second base for the Twins, and here's Adrian Salazar. And Salazar looks at strike 1. Salazar 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. The 0-1 pitch to Salazar is lifted onto left field. Melton going back. He's just shy of the track, settles under it, makes the catch. And again, El Dorado gets out of trouble. For the Twins, no runs, a hit. 2 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. El Dorado 3, Derby 1. Welcome back here to El Dorado. The Broncos again wiggle out of trouble, and they keep Derby with just the 1 run. 3-1 El Dorado, and the first pitch to Jamie Ritchie is in there for a strike. Jim and Tony are watching right now and wishing good luck, I'm sure, for their son Jamie. And the 0-1 is lifted onto right field. Coyne coming in, and he'll make the catch in right center field. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Cole Marlar. Cole Marlar tonight, 0 for 3. Ground out to short. That drove in a run. He struck out in the 3rd and grounded out to Regglesworth in the 6th. Regglesworth continues to just steamroll. And check swing strike, 0-1. El Dorado was busy on the base pads in the first 2 innings, but pretty quiet since the 2nd. It's held up, though, by the good pitching of Josh Young, Hudson Oliver, and now Kyle Collins. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Jake Melton waits on deck for El Dorado. No balls and 2 strikes to the designated hitter, Cole Marlar. And he hits this one hard and foul. So we'll do it again. Ray and Ruth Collins, grandparents of Kyle Collins, watching tonight from Montgomery, Texas. Marlar taps this one towards 3rd, and the throw over to 1st, and in time to retire Marlar. So Trainer to Austin, 5-3 on the diamond, and 2 away. So here's Jake Melton. Thank you, Ruth, for the email. Again, we broadcast all the home games for El Dorado. We'll be here Monday night when the Broncos take on Cheney. A first pitch strike to Jake Melton. For the Derby fans, I was looking at the Derby schedule. They are home on Monday, and they take on the Great Bend Batcats. There's a high chopper foul, and quickly Regglesworth ahead of Melton, 0-2. The Twins then will go to Hutchinson Tuesday and Wednesday. They'll play Tuesday in Wichita and then Wednesday in Hutchinson against the Hutch Monarchs. It's going to be fun to see new teams and new uniforms and new coaches. Swing and a miss, and they'll have to throw out down to first base. And Austin with a nice stretch into foul territory to retire Melton. Regglesworth has done all he can do. He has allowed 2 hits in 5 innings of work, but the Broncos still lead 3-1. We go to the 9th inning. This is Bronco baseball. So a new pitcher for El Dorado. Kyle Collins goes an inning, gave up 1 hit, but no runs. And now it's up to Nick Wyatt, 5'11", 190 from Sylvania, Ohio. And he will face off against the top of the order for the Twins. And a fastball strike on the outer third to Dorian Jenkins. Beth Breeden watching live on a 65-inch TV, watching the broadcast, checking point streak. That's what Gary's doing over here. Tried the outside again, missed, 1-1. Awesome to have the technology. That's true. Again, folks, be sure you subscribe to my YouTube page and you can be alerted for all the Bronco broadcasts. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Dorian Jenkins, 2 for 3 tonight with a walk. He's been on 3 times. A 1-2 pitch. And all fastballs and a strikeout of Jenkins. And a big first out for the Broncos. And a pinch hitter for Derby. Bryce Donovan. Bryce Donovan, a backup catcher for the Twins, will pinch it here for Ribicki. Right-handed batter is Donovan. And he swings and misses at strike 1. He's out of Tonawanda, New York. And somehow ended up in Alva, Oklahoma, northwestern Oklahoma State. Always fun to see where people live and where they end up going to school. Here's the 0-1, and Wyatt, well, Donovan called time. Wyatt just continued on, as you should do. No balls and a strike. That was not a pitch. Donovan stepped out. Here comes the 0-1, and that one's a little bit low. We're now 1-1. Gary was just foreshadowing. Not a lot of pitching for Nick Wyatt at Northwood during the spring. And fastball on the outer third, 1-2. Derby will be back here for a league game, a game that really counts, on June 21st. And I think that's it. The other Derby game is at X Stadium, I believe. Here's the 1-2. A high chopper. Wyatt waits for it. He's got it. He's got time. Flips over to Kin, and that's a second out. So 2 away. The Twins have done a marvelous job of pounding balls into the turf, creating some really high hops. The first batter, Jenkins, did just that. Here's Thomas Green. Green has scored the only Derby run tonight. It was a triple off the right field wall, and he came in to score on Albrecht's ground out. First pitch, and Green offered, and it's a strike. No balls and a strike. And the pitch, and Wyatt is pounding the zone, 0-2. Gary and I have watched a lot of Bronco games, and as a Bronco fan, it's delightful to see a ninth inning pitcher throwing strikes. Here comes an 0-2 pitch to Thomas Green. The pitch, high, 1-2. El Dorado will go to Derby on June 20th, and then again July 17th. This just the next to last game. That'll be the last road game for the season. There's a sound like a broken back out to Elliott at short. He gloves it over to first and retires the side. And the Broncos start the season 2-0. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Twins. They're in the ninth inning. So our scoreboard's not quite working on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And just adding up my numbers here. All right, so for El Dorado, 3 runs on 7 hits tonight. They committed a couple of errors. For Derby, they score 1 run on 9 hits. They were also guilty of a couple errors, but they left 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 runners on base tonight. The winning pitcher is Josh Young. The losing pitcher, Spencer Cochran. Nick Wyatt will get the save for El Dorado. Time of tonight's game, an efficient 2 hours and 11 minutes. The Broncos win their 2 non-league games. They go to 2-0. And league play will start here Monday night. The first ever time for El Dorado to play in the Sunflower Collegiate League. And their first true league game will be here Monday against Cheney. We'll have the broadcast for you. Stream will start around 6:40 or 6:45. And my audio will start at 7 o'clock. Cheney at El Dorado on Monday night. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thank you so much for all the emails and all the messages. Hope to do it again with you on Monday. Until then, Kurt Caden bidding you good night from El Dorado.